class, today we're looking at Chapter 4, Lesson 5, Similar Figures. So the height of an object, such as a totem pole, can be difficult to measure directly. Right? We can't hold it on the bottom and then climb all the way to the top. That would be really hard. So you can measure indirectly by using figures that have the same shape. When two figures have the same shape but not necessarily the same size, they are similar. Let's go ahead and write that down. So similar figures are when two figures have the same shape, but are not always the same size. And so this little squiggly line here means that they are similar. Similar to. Let's write that down. Okay. So these two triangles are similar. So we can write that as triangle ABC is similar to triangle FGH. And notice I put A is 83 degrees and F is 83 degrees, so those are the first ones. G and B are both 53 degrees. Second and last is the one that's 40. So they're lined up together. So a polygon is a closed plane figure formed by three or more line segments that do not cross. So let's write that down. So a polygon is a closed plane figure formed by three or more lines that do not cross. So like a triangle has the three lines that do not cross. A square, a rectangle, a pentagon, and so on are all considered polygons. So two polygons are similar if they have corresponding angles. So that means they measure the same, and the length of their sides, of their corresponding sides, form equivalent ratios. That's where ratios tie in. Okay, so now let's look. Triangle ACT and triangle ODG are similar. Awesome. So that means that they are the same ratios. So we can say that line AC and OD are the same, and AT and OG are the same. So if we wanted to write this in, let's go ahead and put down the numbers that we know. So I said that AC and OD are the same as AT and OG. So let's plug in those figures. So AC equals X, OD equals 50, centimeters, and that's equal to 24 centimeters over 30 centimeters. And we know how to solve these proportions, right? So there's a few different ways to do it. We could simplify this ratio over here. So if we were to simplify that, then we could divide the top by 6 and the bottom by 6, and we get 4/5. And then we can say, okay, 5 times what equals 50? 5 times 10. So 4 times 10 equals 40. So x equals 40. But another way we could do this is we could have gone x over 50 equals 24 over 30. Let's multiply 50 times 24. 50 times 24 equals 1200. Divide that by 30. And that equals 40. Either one is correct, okay? However you want to solve it. So it turns out to be 40 centimeters. Okay? So now you try. We have these two trapezoids. They're similar. Find x. Press pause. Try to figure it out on your own. Come back to me when you're done. Okay, so you should have got x equals 20. And I did it both ways. In the green, I did it where I just multiplied 6 times 10 divided by 3 equals 20. And the pink, I reduced down to 2 over 1, and then I saw that 1 times 10 equals 10, so therefore 2 times 10 equals 20. So now let's take a look at this. We have a flagpole. Oh my gosh, to measure that flagpole would be really difficult. We would, need a very big ladder, and then to balance it on the top, that would not be a good idea. So we can use the method of ratios. So we have a flagpole, and we don't know what that measurement is. But we see that there's this man who is 6 feet tall, and he's casting a shadow of 4.5 feet, and the flag is casting a shadow of 15 feet. These are similar polygons in the sense that we're connecting them with this line. Okay, so let's form a ratio. So we have x over 6 equals 15 over 4.5. We need to solve for x. It doesn't matter, just so you know, we could have done 6 over x, but then whatever number is still with 6 needs to be in the same. So when I put 6 on the bottom, 4.5 was on the bottom. If I put it on the top, 4.5 is on the top, and 15 is in the bottom. It doesn't matter. Either way is you can solve it. Okay, so let's just erase this so that we don't get confused. And you'll get the same answer. So I personally prefer the cross method. So I go 6 times 15 equals 90. And then I divide that by 4.5. And that equals 20. So x equals 20 feet. That flagpole is 20 feet tall. Okay. So that was a little bit too easy, it seemed like. Should I have made it out a little bit more for you? Let me just explain one thing as to how I'm doing that. So really, I'm cutting out some of the steps just because I understand how it works, but just to be sure you realize. So what we're doing is we're trying to get rid of this on the bottom. So to do that, we multiply by 6. We want to get rid of this on the bottom. We multiply by 4.5. Like 4.5 over 1. So these get crossed out, but whatever we do to this side, we have to do to this side. So times 6, these two cross out, times 4.5. So then we get 4.5x equals 15 times 6, and then that's how I got the 90. And then we have 4.5x divided by 4.5. That gets rid of that. Whatever we do to this side, we have to do to that. And this is how I got x equals 20. So just so you understand the steps, but as long as you understand it, you're welcome to do it this way where you're just cross multiplying and then dividing. Okay? So go ahead and try this one on your own. A 6-foot person has a 5-foot long shadow. A nearby tree has a shadow of 30 feet. What is the height of the tree? You certainly could draw a picture. Pictures are a great way to help explain things. Come back to me when you're done. Okay, so you should have got x equals, or the tree equals 36 feet tall. Check my work. I did draw a picture. I work better if I draw pictures, so it was handy to me. Okay, let's look at checking our understanding. So vocabulary-wise, what must be true about the corresponding angles and the corresponding sides for polygons to be similar? So they have to have the same measurements, and their sides have to have the same ratio. Okay, so looking at these triangles, where does corresponding be? It corresponds to angle S. Line RS corresponds with line AB. Are the rectangles similar? So first we look at their measures. All 90 degrees, all 90 degrees. So yes. Now let's see, do they have the same ratio? So they 2 and 4, so 2 is times 4. 3 times 2 is 6. So they do not. No. So we're going to say the ratios are not equal. We'll go ahead and skip number 5. So your homework for tonight is page 153 and 154, number 7 through 17 odd. Happy homeworking.